In my latest book, Toxic, which I'm very proud of, what I love about this book is that it's genderless, it's ageless, it affects all of us from birth to death of how we're being affected by toxic threats. There are 6 that are significant. I'm going to read them to you and then I'll talk about them. 1 is plastics and other chemicals. 2 is the low-fat food movement and processed and sugar-filled foods. 3rd is toxic mold. 4th is the overuse of pills. 5th is GMOs, genetically modified food. And the 6th is EMFs, electromagnetic fields and electromagnetic radiation from cell phones. So, if we take them one by one, plastics and other chemicals, do you know the single most carcinogenic substance that is known to the human body that can create cancer in the human body are phthalates? Guess where you get phthalates? Plastic bottles. I'm drinking out of one right now. It's hard to avoid them. Plastic bottles. If you can, like we do at home, we bought bottled water in glass bottles and we wash them out and we replace them. We have on our faucet a filter that either makes acidic water for washing your fruits and vegetables or purified water, or alkaline water, whatever I'm in the mood for. I like to have a couple glasses of alkaline water a day. But we refill our bottles and use them over and over and over again. If you want to get your bottles real clean, clean them with white vinegar, and that will take out any residue and any bacteria, because most of us drink bottled water out of the bottle, and then you get the bacteria from your mouth. Huge. It's huge. You know what the second most carcinogenic substance known to man? PBDEs, polybrominated diphenyl ethers. Guess what that is? Fire retardant. You think you don't have it? Yeah, it's in the chair you're sitting in. It's in the airplane seat that you were just sitting in. Your mattress has it. Your children's pajamas have it. It's everywhere. It's regulated by law that we have to have fire retardant. So you can skirt this issue by buying an organic mattress. You can buy pure cotton pajamas for your children. You can do research and find chairs that are made out of non-toxic substances. There are pillows right now, a pillow that we're going to be offering on our website that's made from kapok, which comes from nature, which has no fire retardant in it and also does not allow for mites and other organisms to live in your pillow. By the way, do you know that you can have as much as 9 pounds of mites in your pillow after years of using it? Just think about that when you go to bed at night. Okay, the second toxic threat is the low-fat movement. Really? Wasn't that supposed to make us healthier? No. What you're going to read about in this book is that ever since we went low-fat, we've gotten fatter and sicker. If you read Dr. Sinatra's chapter in Toxic, he will explain to you. He's the leading integrative cardiologist in America and probably in the world. He will explain to you why fats are so important and how sugar and processed foods are absolutely ruining our health. This is the second toxic threat. The third is toxic mold. I think of all the flooding that we've had in New Orleans and Sandy Hook and all the tornadoes where basements are flooded. Toxic mold, especially the worst kind, Stachybotrys, is toxic to the body. I know firsthand. When our house burned down, we moved into a beautiful house up on the hill, and underneath this house was an unfinished room, and unbeknownst to me, there was standing water. That standing water was a mold factory, like Little Shop of Horrors. It grew up into the drywall, into the heating ducts and air conditioning ducts. It settled in my intestines. That's why I'm so concerned about intestines. It took me 4 years to clean the mold organisms out of my intestines. That was that basketball I was always talking about, that I couldn't get my stomach flat. My husband's toxic mold settled in the base of his brain, causing facial spasms and sinusitis, chronic. It's hard to get it out. In this book, it will show you the protocols and the doctors who know how to get toxic mold out. The fourth is the overuse of pills over the counter. We've grown to think that because pills are sold over the counter that they're safe. It's not that they're not safe, it's just that what if there was a better way? I talk about the nanotechnology patches for pain, for cellular repair, for detoxifying the body. Coconut oil is a great way to kill inflammation in your GI tract. This book is loaded with those kinds of suggestions so you can avoid the over-the-counter, because again, it's the buildup of your toxic burden. It's the amount of toxins you're walking around, and at some point, depending on your exposure, you're going to reach your tipping point. And when you do reach your tipping point, you know what's going to happen? You will develop multiple chemical sensitivities, and you will then find that you are allergic to everything. You know people like that? They walk in a room, they sneeze, they get headaches, they don't feel well, they get flu-like symptoms. These are people who cannot handle any more toxins because their body is loaded. This book will tell you how to get the toxins out. Genetically modified food. Genetically modified food is a way of growing food in abundance with the pesticide already built into the seed, so that no weeds will grow around it, except that pesticide gets into us, and the food that this genetically modified seed produces does not carry sufficient nutrition to keep the human body operating at max. So that is why organic food is so crucially important. And the last toxic threat is EMFs. I've talked about it a lot. Smart meters, electromagnetic rads from your cell phone, from the Wi-Fi in your house. There are things you can do. There's ether lines that you can use instead of Wi-Fi for your computers. You're not getting hit all the time. There are screens you can buy to put on the front of your computer that will protect you from getting hit so much. There are Matrix 2 patches. You can go to SUZANNESummers.com to put inside your cell phone to protect you up to 98% from electromagnetic rads. And the biggest EMF threat of all electromagnetic field comes from smart meters. In the state of California, they are trying to put a smart meter grid over the entire state. You can refuse to have a smart meter put in your house. It has such effects on your organs, your glands, and your heart, negative effects. All of these toxic threats are written about in this book, TOX-SICK, which if you feel that you're in any way affected by the environment and you're affected by the changes that have happened on the planet in the last 50 years, I swear the answer's in here, not from me, from the brilliant doctors. I have gathered the top environmental docs in this country. They are so busy because so many are so ill that their waiting list is forever. But I did each interview as though it was you going to them. I asked them every question you would never have the time to ask for, and you will learn so much from this. I did. I continue to respond to it. I hope that helps. Have a good day.